New Zealand. Let's go.
The undisputed.
Coming up, Dan and I break down Carlos Ulberg and Dominic Reyes ahead of UFC Perth.
Being close to home, a lot of Kiwis in Perth. This is going to really feel like Carlos's moment.
Sky presents Lolo, the champion maker, and we're behind the scenes at the world premiere.
It's very humbling, you know, but like I said, they can't wait to watch it. I can't wait to watch it too because I haven't watched it.
But first, it's UFC Noche, and the annual event was action-packed from start to finish. Kia rite mai.
For those in attendance and UFC fans watching around the world, this is the moment you all been waiting for.
Luna trying to stay focused. Crazy pace. Santiago. He got the finish. And say hello to the new star from Mexico, Santiago Luna. Way to tough it out. And Diego's actually. Oh, that's what he's been waiting for. Hernandez, twice in a month. Maybe he's not a shit. Oh, yes, blocked him. Romantic exchange. Soldiers maybe have gotten the better of that one. That was nasty combo. Three-piece sets him down. That's it. That was one too hard to take. He's still in it. It's not over yet. There it is. That's the biggest win of his career. Nice counter combination after the leg kick from Martinez. It's like he's nice left hand. Into it. What an opportunity for David Martinez in just his second UFC fight. Oh my goodness. Going now. Wants the middle. Wow. Big Cavity should be hot. Stumbles his leg. Shows you how to get it done. To the canvas. Lopes headlined it against Volkanovski. But eating elbows. Every time he's got to get out of there. That was trying to take. Oh, that's the second time he's landed that. Get off now. Oh, Lopes. Oh, nice elbow by Silva. Yes, it's. Down the right from Silva. Biggest of the fight so far. Silva getting creative. Oh my goodness. Oh, he's getting elbows in. Gets it back. He's in trouble. Going down from below the left eye. Oh, he punches it while he's walking away. Big moment. Here's how it sounded in Spanish.
¡Viva México! Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Diego Lopes!
Kia ora e te iwi no mai hara mai ki UFC on Sky, ko Ravinda huni a tōku ingoa, and welcome to Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori, our Māori language week, hence the hoodie this week. I'm feeling kind of cool, kind of casual. But whānau kaua e ware kia kaha Te Reo Māori, be strong in using our beautiful language at any point, especially this week, acknowledging the language. Kia ora kia koe Dan Hooker.
What's up? Look at me, I'm wearing all flashed up today.
No, we've gone swapsies today. You're in a collar.
Swapsies.
Appreciate the collar.
I still got the jandals. I still got the jandals on, gang. Don't stress too hard.
Do not be fooled.
Do not be fooled.
Well, whānau, you've just been watching highlights from UFC Noche, which saw a cracker of a fight. I nearly did a whoopsie there, but sorry, cracker of a fight in the main event between Diego Lopes and John Silva, with Lopes getting that TKO win. I wanted to get your thoughts first on the fight, because Lopes went into that as the underdog.
Yeah, bang of a fight. Two incredibly exciting fighters. Obviously, the fighting nerds kind of slump continues.
Yeah.
But that's just part and parcel of the sport. I'm sure the boys, you know, they're all hungry young guys, taking their first first losses in the UFC. I'm sure they'll go away, refine and be back. But yeah, just an action-packed fight. Obviously, Silva fights incredibly emotional. He's a real emotional guy when he gets in there. And from experience, I have felt every emotion you can possibly feel inside the UFC octagon, and not a single one has helped me. Like, in the long run, it's the fighter that can stay with a cool head, calm, and be real pragmatic about things, you know, getting too carried away. And you will run through guys, like Silva was running through guys, coming in full of piss and vinegar and charging across there and barking, and you are going to beat like the mid-tier guys. You are going to have some pretty explosive finishes, but then you run into the top 10, the top 5 caliber level fighter, who can stay calm through that pressure and who don't panic when a guy's barking at them and throwing the kitchen sink at them. And like Lopes did, he was able to weather that storm, and then what a finish. Catches him with the spinning elbow. Title shot. We won't beat around the bush too much. The guy obviously moves the needle. Diego Lopes slides in. No one cares about Muzar Overlev. Lerone Murphy obviously is going to have to get a bit more vocal on the microphone. He's going to have to start Aljamain Sterling. UFC hates him. So we are looking at a Diego Lopes, Alexander Volkanovski 2.
Yeah, absolutely. That was so very important for Lopes to get such a convincing win like that. Felt like he used John Silva's weapons against him in the end. I thought John Silva did a really great job of cutting down the distance, which he needed to do. But then Diego Lopes just cut his in half with the elbow and got the better. But as you say, his cool head definitely was the winner of the day. I wanted to get your thoughts on what happened after the fight when John Silva was still a little trigger happy after that TKO loss and kind of struck Lopes as Lopes was walking away. There's been a bit of an uproar on it on social media about it. But what were your thoughts on that and how it doesn't seem like he's going to pay a price for it?
Yeah, we've seen it a few times, and then we've seen some pretty steep prices. We saw Paul Daly, who's one of my absolute favourite fighters of all time, get beaten by Josh Koscheck and did pretty much the exact same thing after the fight, and then hit Josh Koscheck when he wasn't looking. Then Dana White proceeded to ban him for life from the UFC, and essentially his career stagnated. He wasn't able to earn the big bucks which he was earning inside of the UFC, and he retired soon after that, pretty much doing the exact same thing. So it's like, it's pretty crazy to see. I think the way that this one was handled it is the way it should have been handled. If there's two fighters that have heated going into the fight, words are exchanged, emotions are high, then the security in there, like there's security in the UFC. There's the referees and officials in the UFC. Like,
people in there.
It's keep them away from each other. Like, don't let them walk up to each other. It's not like the referees and officials know the sport. Yeah. They are fans of the sport. They watch the build-up. They watch the excitement. They know what fighters... Like, it's not going to be out of nowhere. Like, Josh Koscheck, Paul Daly was not out of nowhere. Khabib and Conor McGregor was not out of nowhere. Like, this was to be anticipated and should be accounted for. And I feel like it's not the biggest... He didn't hit him that hard. Yeah. You know what I mean? He kind of jabbed him lightly as he was walking away. I don't think it's the end of the world. Obviously, Junior Silva's back to the drawing board anyway. Like, you're going to punish the guy, the sport punished the guy with a TKO loss like that.
Acabei jogando sozinho, não estava conectado com o meu time. Então, essa responsabilidade é toda minha nessa derrota. De uma coisa vocês têm razão. Fomos três Fight Nights que perdeu em seguida. Então os três devem estar cometendo erros parecidos. Então com certeza vamos fazer uma reunião, eu, Caio, Ruf, e achar isso e melhorar. Quem gosta ou não, sinto muito, mas a gente vai voltar.
Most definitely. And it feels like whenever we've spoken to Diego Lopes on this show, he's quite a nice guy. He's very happy, very calm, very collected, but seems to be making enemies quickly, because when we look at that featherweight ranking board, him and Yair Rodriguez have a bit of bad blood too, and everyone thought that this fight would be those two, considering the beef that they had, especially in the press conference. I think Yair Rodriguez may have even lunged at him a little bit, but Diego Lopes definitely with a target on his back now.
Yeah, well, that's just part and parcel of winning, mate. Like, it's funny how everyone's scared of someone until they get ranked above them, and then they're instantly like, everyone's the boogeyman when they're sitting at number 8, 9, and 10. But as soon as they're in that 1, 2, and 3 spot, they have every man and his dog calling them out. That's part and parcel of the sport. And Diego Lopes is a young, exciting kid that's jumping the queue. So you're going to get a lot of veterans, you're going to get a lot of experienced guys in the UFC that are genuinely pissed off that he keeps getting opportunities that they think that they deserve. So I feel like a lot of it just comes from that. It's a competitive sport. Obviously, everyone in here is a hyper-competitive human being. They have that in their blood. So when you're kind of have one fighter jump in the queue, of course. And it's a sport that encourages you to be vocal and say mean things, and in the UFC, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. If you're out there calling out fighters and saying mean things, you get opportunities and you get fights, because that's how they make highlight reels and that's how they sell pay-per-views.
That's it. Friends, no. Entertainment, yes. and we are here for it. But Whānau, stay tuned right here and we will see what happens in the featherweight division. We turn our heads now. UFC Perth, Dan, goes down next week. We've been talking about UFC Perth for a little while now, and we touched on Carlos Ulberg last week, and you were talking about how he has the devastating kicks and you hope that he's going to be flinging those around next Sunday. I want to take your attention to Dominic Reyes a little bit, because when we look at this board, the stats seem to be very, very similar. But in terms of their fighting styles, what are Dominic Reyes' weapons that Carlos needs to be looking out for?
Now I have to filter, because I actually know the game plan. So yeah. No.
How do I say it without?
I know what he. Yeah. No. How can I say it without Dominic Reyes' team just watching this interview? Because people have done that. Like people have done that. Like it's open stance fight. Dominic Reyes predominantly fights from southpaw. Carlos predominantly fights from orthodox. But I'd say that they're both patient guys. They're both patient guys on the feet. I don't expect. I expect it to be a pretty tentative start. The other one just trying to draw out the other one's attacks and looking for the counter. They both like it when the guy charges across the ring and attacks them. That's where they do their best work. You know, they both have a phenomenal timing. And so it's just going to be a real game of chess, just trying to probe and draw out the other guy's attacks.
Yeah. How much does the event, the occasion, come into play with this? We know that Alex Pereira, Magomed Ankalaev are fighting the very following weekend. Yuri Prohaska, Khalil Roundtree are in action as well. How much does it just, you know, the concentration of this, especially seeing as Dominic Reyes is having this little, you know, resurgence of his own, and Carlos is still trying to prove to the world that he is, you know, a title contender himself?
Yeah, that's definitely another factor, or another big factor. Dominic Reyes has been here before. He's fought for a title. He was obviously unsuccessful against John Jones, and then he kind of held on to that hot coal for a bit. It seemed like he proceeded to lose 4 fights after that. I think he was knocked out a few times in those 4 fights, and because he thought he won. He thought he beat John Jones. He thought he should be the champion, but it didn't happen. You know what I mean? He didn't get his hand raised. You need to be able to let those losses go, because you hold on and you're salty about those, like, I deserve this. It was like him holding on to that hot coal, and he proceeded to go on a losing streak. But he's let that go. He's finally, after a couple of years, he's processed those emotions, and he's back on a good win streak, coming off a big knockout. And really turned a corner. But he has been here before in these the travel. They all complain about the travel, every last one of them. every American fighter or international fighter, they're like, they'll be sitting there on fight week and they'll all be singing the same. They'll pull out my tiny violin because I'm like, we do this every single fight we go there. Yeah. Like we don't even factor that in as a thing. But as soon as the number one complaint that all of these American fighters is like, oh, we traveled out here, I acclimatized, blah, blah, this and that. And it does take it out of them. It does affect them. Yeah. So it'll be interesting. That'll kind of level the playing field. You know, Dominic Reyes has been in these big fights before, but he hasn't done a lot of international travel. True. And he has to drag himself all the way to Perth. It's not that far of a flight. Carlos, with the City Kickboxing team, there are a few others on the card. Cam Rowson's on the card, Brando's on the card, Navajo's on the card. So, and those are 4 guys at City Kickboxing that are all big guys. Yeah. And they're all training partners and they're all working together. A few of them with very similar opponents, and that kind of energy is something that City Kickboxing has really thrived off, and we've done very, very well with in the past, is having a lot of fighters go into a card, and the momentum of that is incredible. Once we get over to Perth, there'll be a big team there, there'll be a big contingent there, and you feel very comfortable in your shoes. So I feel like the moment or the occasion being close to home, a lot of Kiwis in Perth, this is going to really feel like Carlos's moment and his time to shine.
I was going to ask you about that because the last time we were in Perth, Dan, you were on that card. And you were, of course, there with Kai, with Izzy, and, you know, at the top of the order. So, I mean, how much is that how do you find fighting, you know, down under, as opposed to saying, you know, Dominic Reyes isn't used to fighting overseas? Because what has that done for you and you feel your teammates' careers, fighting abroad and then getting these special moments to fight at home every now and then?
It's pretty cool to fight with your teammates and stuff like that. I like it because it's close. Yeah. I'm a real convenient-based guy, but I don't care. I actually, it's probably why I've actually been making it on time lately. Yeah. For me personally, I don't take that stuff into account. You could put the octagon on in the moon. I don't think about acclimatizing to time zones or anything like that. I wake up and you put the guy I'm fighting in front of me at 3 a.m. As long as I have my cup of coffee, I'm going to start letting my hands go. So I feel like I'm the wrong person to ask.
Well, whānau, we have been following Carlos Ulberg, of course, since the beginning of his career when he had all the success at Dana White Contender Series and not taking away anything, the superb things he did on the local scene. Here is a little trip down memory lane to Carlos's journey to the main event at UFC Perth.
I mean, I've always been a fighter. I visualized it all as a kid. I seen my name just in bright lights.
Introducing first, fighting out of Auckland, New Zealand, Carlos Blackjack Ulberg.
Zetchiku has not seen it.
Whoa! That head kick with that high kick over the shoulder. Oh, a little elbow on the backside. Kennedy's in trouble.
Kennedy looks like he's having trouble getting started. He hasn't even gotten going yet, and Ulberg is just going off. He hasn't thrown one strike yet, Joe.
And look how composed Ulberg is. Rip into the body.
Those are some body shots.
Oh my goodness.
Ulberg is carrying his hands really low.
Really low. And tired, and he's not taking his head off the center line at all. That was a nice right hand by Ulberg. Oh, look at that leg slipping around. Oh! Huge right from Zetchiku! That's Kennedy, and Zetchiku has knocked out Carlos Ulberg!
And how has the mind been going? Because last time we had a conversation, I was talking to you after a loss in the UFC, but it's different this time. You're coming off a win, so does that put you in good spirits in terms of your confidence coming into your next fight?
It kind of drove me to be better. It made me want to keep progressing. And I know I can see now to my university, so it's something that I want to continue to strive and be better at. And I know I'm going to be there. I know I'm going to get that gold in the end. I know that at some point I'm going to be facing these guys who are at the top. So I'm keeping an eye on them, and I'm learning a lot to make sure that when I do face them, it's going to be fireworks.
Shot from Ulberg. Free is on shaky leg. Now he's down. And now he's out. That's it. Jag. Carlos Ulberg.
From
Otara to Times Square in New York City.
Yep.
I mean, how does that settle in for you?
Been in the manifestations since a kid. It's not surprising, but it's definitely a blessing. Yeah, looking forward to whatever's next in the pipeline.
Oh, he hit it with that hook. We got him. Yeah, we got the back step left hook. That is his best shot. He's knocked everybody out with it, and he did it again. He did it again. Stoppage. Carlos Ulberg knocks out Eagle Poterio. I don't need to say nothing. Dateline Sydney. It has been 6 long years since the Octagon has touched down in New South Wales, his capital city.
Fighting out of Auckland, New Zealand, Carlos Blackjack Ulberg. Against Darwin Chung trying to survive. There's a tap.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to go into the books as a win by submission.
I feel like I need the challenge, so I need someone who's had that belt before, had the 205 belt before. Dominic Reyes, with all due respect, mate, let's make it happen.
What a win. What a win.
I've been working on my game, and I told everyone I've been working, so I'm gonna get better and better, and I'm gonna reach that title. I'm gonna hold it for a long time, and nobody's gonna get it off me. I promise.
This fight is 3 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division.
The gates are shut. Fighter ready? Fighter ready? What a stare from Alonzo Metafield. This fight clock is brought to you by eBay Motors. Carlos Ulberg is in the black. Metafield blitzing forward in the blue. The winning streak is 6 for the newly ranked contender, Carlos Ulberg.
Carlos Ulberg is not a man to trifle with. This man has future champion written all over him.
I read in the Herald that you said you think that this fight against Volkan Oezdemir could be a tougher fight.
He's got the experience. He's been there with some of the best guys in the division. He's been up and down in the top 10 for a long time. He's someone that you got to be careful of. He's got the power in his hands, and yeah, you just have to be real careful with guys like that. So as long as I play to my game, we'll be fine.
All right, gentlemen, first round.
Turning our attention to this fight night, your teammate, UFC light heavyweight Carlos Ulberg, is in action against Jan Blachowicz.
He can strike on the feet. He is patient. He's not going to panic and kind of blitz in like guys have made the mistake with Carlos in the past.
You know, you've just had Uncle Ive and Bortan who've just fought, and Jan Blachowicz has fought both of those guys and had very good success. It's just going to be a statement for me to get that win.
Look, I first wanted to get your thoughts. I know that you'll be facing Dominic Reyes at UFC Perth, but headlining your first event, headline act, how does it feel?
I get a good KO over Dominic Reyes. That'll give me the title fight for sure.
Whānau Sky Sport are proud to present Lolo, the Champion Maker, the new documentary that will be premiering on Sky Sport 1, 7:30 p.m. on Monday, the 22nd of September, and day 1 of UFC Perth Fight Week, only very fitting, of course. We had a special screening last night in Auckland. Here is how it all went down. now, whānau, star of the show, Lolo hei muli. Look, Lolo, we're moments away from watching Lolo, the champion maker, for the very first time. Talk to us about being approached to do this movie in the first place.
I've been asked many times. My mentality and what I had in mind is that, no, wait till my career isn't over yet. I wanna do more. I wanna, see how we can help a young guy go all the way to the top. I mean, I've done that, but then I realized I'm 65 years old. Might as well do it now.
Talk to us about walking down memory lane. Has it been a nice, opportunity for you to really think about the lives you've impacted and the things that you've been able to do over the years?
I was more focused on young guys. He came in the gym and they want to become a champion. That's their goal, and we make it their goal to help me achieve that. I mean, right now I'm about to have a knee operation, and it was really hard for me, limping to the gym and all this, but I wouldn't stop it. I wouldn't stop.
Before we let you go, before you settle in with your popcorn to watch this movie tonight, Lolo, what does it mean for you? We're out there in the lobby area. Everyone's, filing in, wants to see this movie, wants to be a part of this moment with you. What does that mean to you? Your wife, your children, past fighters, everyone's here tonight.
Shane Cameron here to see the CKP boys, and it's very humbling. They can't wait to watch it. I can't wait to watch it too, because I haven't watched it.
Now, after tonight, we'll be able to take away this little taonga and be richer for the knowledge that we're going to learn tonight. So thank you so much.
I feel very privileged to be here. I feel very privileged that they make a document a movie about me.
As Homo champion, this is the Homo champion.
Look, we've just finished watching the world premiere of Lolo, the champion maker. Your first initial thoughts, that seemed to be greeted with a really warm reception at the end.
No, it was good, man. Like, I heard a few people sniffing and getting emotional over some of the really core story beats. It's always cool seeing I don't know what it is, but fighters laugh and get emotional, and you forget that, oh yeah, they're human too.
When you look at this movie, what do you think were some of the important messages?
Having a dream and sticking with it no matter how hard it is, but also too the core things that are important to Lolo is like family and fighting for something that you believe in, and understanding where you come from and where you're going.
There's not many movies made like this, in our Pacifica communities, especially coaches like Lolo. What was it about his story in this movie that you just thought to yourself, I have to be the one to make this story?
I did a little bit of fighting long time ago, and I just love the sport. I love everything about combat sports, and I felt as if I could potentially offer something that others may not have seen before. For me, it's always about what's the point of difference if I make this film, and am I the right one that's gonna, that should tell it. Like Izzy and Eugene and Mark, they're all the same, even though they're superstars, they're humble too. They're just really good people, and they're the kind of stories that you want to share.
Well, whānau, that is us for another week. Don't forget, next week we will be on the ground at UFC Perth in anticipation for this main event, Carlos Ulberg up against Dominic Reyes. You can watch all the action on ESPN next Sunday afternoon. And remember that Lolo, the champion maker documentary, will be releasing on Monday night, 7:30 p.m. Sky Sport 1, so do not miss that. Thank you for joining us. Hei kona mai, ka kite whānau.
The undisputed